Good morning, and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. Oh, nothing like an international break to give you a break for football and go out with the missus and have some real good fun. Oh, Jesus, who's got a bit of a hangover this morning? Good morning, everyone in the chat. Not a lot happening Celtic-wise. Austin Trusty says that Celtic will win the title. Chris Sutton says that Celtic won't win the title. What's your side of the bet? Should we have a let's have a little poll about it this morning. Poll. Put will or can. Well, Celtic can win the title, but will they win the title? Will Celtic win the title? Simple yes or no. Will Celtic win the title? With Scotland playing tonight. They can win the title, but I think their chances are slipping. Definitely slipping. So let's see what the poll comes back with on the chat this morning. I'm not expecting it to be overly busy this morning. It is International Week, as always. It's never Scotland playing tonight. It is never too busy during international break. Anyway, let's get to the Celtic player first that says that Celtic may win the title or can win the title. Austin Trusty says that Celtic are still in control of their own destiny. That's Martin O'Neill talk, isn't it? And you expect the Celtic players to do that. They are still in control of their own destiny. They win every game between now and the end of the season, and hopefully that we should win the title. We drop any more points. We drop any more. I know that we keep saying every game's a must game, but now we're at the stage where every game is a must win. If we don't win every game, simple as that. 5 points behind, coming from 5 points behind this. If it was the reason I'm going to say that I'm not convinced. I mean, until it's mathematically impossible for Celtic to win the title, I think that everyone will believe that we can. But this squad, it's not the best squads, is it? It's the poll's not come up yet. Yeah, it is. It's at 59% for no and 41% for yes. So there's been 34 votes, Stephen. Might want to refresh your page. Will Celtic win the title? 39% say yes. 60%, 41% say yes. 50, it's changing all the time. 59% say no. It's going to be really difficult. Let's face facts. It's going to be, if we drop anything, Austin Trusty can come out and say that Celtic are in charge of their own destination. The realisation is, if you can't go up to Dundee United and beat Dundee United in the run-in, do you know we've been beaten at Dundee, and you can blame Wilfred Nancy for the defeat at Tannadice the last time, but this was under Martin O'Neill. It's the same players, same result. We got beat. There's nothing convincing me right now. Still need someone else to beat Hearts. I think that Rangers could beat Hearts, but if we start playing well, you never know. Mon the champions. Is it not a bit late to start playing well in the season? Shouldn't we have been playing well? It's going to be one of those seasons. Don't know. Surely we're in the same chances as the other two. Well, not really, because the league doesn't lie. Don't know. We're 5 points behind. We're in third place. You can't say that we've got the same chances as the other two. Statistically, you would say that. You know, if you're a betting man, you wouldn't be betting on. I mean, we're 2 points behind Rangers. The league table doesn't lie, so you know, I think that saying that we have the same chance. Where's the split screen? Why is the split screen no work? Hey, what's going on here? What's going on? I could see me done there. I mean, statistically, if I just come out of hiding, we'll go to the top 6. Let's just put this up there. If you look at the top six, I mean, Hearts are on 66 points. Look at the goal difference. I've been calling out the goal difference for months. And we're getting to the stage of the season where, way back in December, when I was saying goal difference is terrible, we need to start scoring goals and we need to shore up the defence. We're sitting on a goal difference of 22. Rangers are sitting on a goal difference of 30. Hearts are sitting on a goal difference of 28. That doesn't say to me that Celtic have got the same chances as what the other two have. Liam says no chance. The league is over. Hearts need to lose 2 matches. Will they lose 2 matches? Will they lose? Are we convinced? Are we convinced that we can beat Hearts? If we can't beat Dundee United, what gives us the confidence that we can beat Hearts? Just a reality check this morning, I think, more than anything. Jim Lister says, good morning, Buzz, morning trips. Well, 86 again, still believe. Who do you think you're killing? Kidding. Wallace Mercer. If you think the Celts are done, the Celtics are done. That one's negative. Nobody was giving up before they'd. I say that we have more chance of winning with home games. Hearts have beat us at home. Rangers have beat us at home. I'm not. I think when you look at what Chris Sutton said this morning in his article, he's berating the Celtic squad, and quite rightly so, because we've got blind faith in Celtic, but Chris Sutton does not have blind faith in these players. He knows that the players that are at Celtic right now are nowhere near the standard that Celtic should have at the club. And maybe, it is a bit of a truth bomb for big Chris Sutton, but I don't want to do that. I want to go back onto that. I think it is a big truth bomb from Chris Sutton, especially when you see. I still feel the goal difference. I mean, even Motherwell's got a better goal difference than us, and they're way behind us. Way behind us. So I don't know. We'll wait and see, as they say. Anyway, let's jump back into the chat this morning. Danny Cassie says, we will win the league. Plus the other thing. Into this mob. Hearts. 38% need to take their green tinted specs off. Reality check from Stephen. I'm kind of with you on that side, mate. I am kind of with you. It's at 37% now that are saying yes. I mean, I will always believe that Celtic, but there is. If we do it, this will go down. This will be a bigger win than the win in 1986, I think. But we've been here before with Martin O'Neill, where we've went on fantastic. You got to remember, even Martin O'Neill said it. 2003. Everybody talks about 2003 as if it was some fantastic year that was, we got a win to we got a run to a European final, which is all good. Something to be proud of. First time that had been done since '67. But we won nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nobody will talk about. People will talk about the return of Martin O'Neill years later, but there's every chance that we may not win anything. I mean, are we convinced going into the games that we have coming up? I mean, when you look at Celtic, the next run of games, Dundee away, St Mirren, Celtic Park, and then St Mirren at Hampden in the Scottish Cup. We either go out and get revenge against St Mirren at Hampden. It's the same thing as, I mean, we need to beat them twice in the space of a week, but they're not easy games for Celtic. We're not beating both sets of. I'd just take beating the Tribute Act and getting second at this point. I don't want it to be negative. I mean, I think that we all believe that Celtic, deep down, there's a bit of us want Celtic to win the league, but we do need a reality check going into these. Thank you for the super chat, Danny Cassie. Only 3 times this season that all three have won in the same weekend. Interesting. We are still record holders. Yes, we are that. Mark says, I've been saying for a while, I think Hearts will win the league because they've earned it. We haven't. I don't like saying it, but I'm at peace with it. Yeah. And then Dundee match will tell us what we need to know. Dundee, it's not over until the double is still on. It's not over. The double is still on the tick. I think when we come back after the international break, I mean, today is going to be fantastic because Scotland take on Japan, and there's a big, why hasn't Rio Hatate been picked for the squad? Because he's rubbish. Scotland take on Japan this afternoon in an international friendly at Hampden Park, 5 o'clock Celtic Park time kickoff, and a lot of Celtic fans will be watching that just to see how Dyson Maeda plays. Because if he plays out his skin, it will be interesting. I mean, some people are saying, he's upped his performances coming towards the end of the season. Of course, he's upped his performances because he's looking to catch the eyes of people. He knows that if anybody's watching him at the World Cup, they will look back the last 7-8 games of the season for Celtic to see how he performed on a domestic stage, and then they'll take into consideration how he performs on the international stage with Japan during the World Cup. Dyson will get his move in the summer. We all know that. I've stuck a wee fiver on 2-2 with Scotland. And I hear that Nakamura's back in town. Said Shuki Nakamura. But anyway, never give up hope. There isn't, obviously, because it is international break. People are still talking about the players that are coming back. People having little conversations. I mean, what does it do for the next Celtic manager's job now that Craig Bellamy is out of the World Cup running? It's getting near your money time, isn't it? Craig Bellamy could come into the mix because he's no longer at the World Cup. Or are we going to wait? And Robbie Keane is also mentioned. Baz, I think that the international break will help us, and Martin O'Neill will have the players under a different mindset. I think that there's too many players away for it to make a difference, and the players get time off. The players were off during the week this week that aren't on international break. They tend to go on a little holiday, a little bit of sun, R&R, and then come back. They'll be back on Monday. Whilst I've had this weekend off. Liam Scales will be back on Monday since Ireland's out. Johnny Kenny won't because he's down south. But I'm not too sure. There's one thing I've learned watching Celtic for nearly 60 years. We will fight unto the end with Martin in charge. Yeah, we all know that we'll fight to the end, but I think that, going back to the league table and the whole goal difference thing is starting to really bite home. I would say if Celtic were in third place and the goal difference was sitting at 28, the same as Hearts, I think I'd be a bit more confident. But look at the goals against. Hearts have only had 25 goals against all season. Rangers have had 26 goals against. Celtic have had 34 goals against. There's your issue. Now, yes, a lot of them might have come under Wilfred Nancy, those goals, but we've still been leaking goals with Martin O'Neill. And the difference is Hearts are just winning 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. That's all it takes to be champions. Win ugly football, win 1-0. Don't have to be the best team in Scotland. Don't know, that's definitely shown. I mean, Celtic on their day are up there, but we need a big drop the mic, boom, reality check this morning. I don't want Keane to be our new manager, says Danny Cassie. Can we even win the Scottish Cup with this team? I want us to win the league, but losing it should fire up the boards. I think there are a lot of people starting to say that, you know, the best thing that could happen to Celtic would be to lose the league. The same as what happened under the 10. You know, we lost the league in the 10 and we came back fighting even more. I think that if we were to sneak it, if we say Celtic win the double, right? Let's play this one out. Say Celtic were to win the double, and if you're the board, you're sitting there smug as anything, and you're sitting thinking, going, we were right. You know, we got rid of Wilfred Nancy just in time, and Martin O'Neill came back and won the league for us. We were right. He's won us the double. Right, let's get Robbie Keane in, and let's not give him 20 million to spend. We'll say, Robbie, there's 15. Sell some players, and we might give you some of that money, but try and find some in the bargain basement for us. It's where if we lose it, it could be the same scenario as when Dermot Desmond come in and made the call to Ange Postecoglou. And he said to Ange at the time, we'll give you everything that you want. Everything. I don't think that we're going to be in that position. I don't think, unless we lose the league, I don't think that the next manager that comes in is going to get that same kind of backing. It's just the way that Celtic are, especially with these people that are on the board. If you score one more than the opposition, that's all you need to do. The issue is we are not scoring more than, well, we are just, but we got beat by Dundee United. Come on. I mean, Dundee United have no chance. I mean, the bottom six, they've no chance of getting into the top six. Dundee United. There's only what, two games remaining before the split. Is it? April. Yep, 2 games before the split now. There's no way that, I mean, that's the top six basically settled. So you're looking at Hearts, Rangers, Motherwell, Hibs, and Falkirk. That's the teams that we will play. Are we convinced? I am not convinced that we can beat every one of those teams in the running. For the first time, I'm not confident going into a running. If the board make the season tickets more expensive, then World War III will break out. Ooh. I'm dreading the summer rebuild, but says Jimmy. We all know that it's going to happen this year, and it's going to be bigger than what we thought. Do you know? Somebody says there's going to be a 10% hike on season tickets. If they put up season tickets by 10%, there is not a chance. That's not me saying that. That is this is his comment. Jesus, that would just be, well, win at all cost. It won't matter to this board. I'd rather win the league than them being smug as losing the league. They'll still be smug. I don't think that they will be smug if they lose the league. I think that there'll be a reality check. They still have to remember they came out and said, look, we've learned from the summer. Well, apparently you haven't learned from the summer. Don't know. Fetch your pitchfork, folks. 3-3 and 2-0. Their last two visits to Dens. There's one thing: the Dundee game will tell us exactly how much bottle this set of players have with have gone into the league table, the final games of the league. Um, Bellamy's still being highly linked to the Celtic job. I mean, the thing is, I mean, we can talk about managers all we want. Celtic won't make any public decision. Um, Celtic won't make any public decision until after we're either out the Scottish Cup or the league's done. But it won't be till the league's done. Definitely won't be till the league's done. As usual, Desmond will choose the manager, so it's Keane or Maloney. I don't think it'll be Maloney. I think there's more chance of it being Keane or Bellamy. Well, there's still Martinez. What do you think about the Green Brigade speaking out? They probably won't be back for the foreseeable future in the Cynic podcast. Haven't listened to it, mate. Be honest, I haven't listened to it. I don't think that they're helping themselves. I move on from it. Unless you're prepared to. I mean, they're very divisive within the fan base. You know, and fans can say, "Oh, they want back all they want," but yeah, I've never listened to it, so I don't think that. I think fans blaming the lack of atmosphere on the missing of 250 fans. No other club in the world would blame the lack of atmosphere for 250 fans missing. When you sit back and you look at it from a distance, do you know? I mean, I've spoke to people about it. I mean, and people are like, what's on with the atmosphere at Celtic Park? The Green Brigade aren't in. How many is that? 250. And it's like, what? But it's a 60,000 seater stadium. 55,000 Celtic fans at most games. And you're saying that the lack of atmosphere's down to 250 youngsters missing? That's all that I'm saying. He wasn't speaking for the boys, but said they're next. Yeah, the boys ultras are next because I'm not getting involved with it, mate. I'm not getting involved. We need a 30% reduction to get me and my family back if we finish third. See, this is the worry going into this season. I've said before that next season could be very, very similar to a Ronnie Dyler year, unless we go out and bring in a top name manager, which I don't see us doing. Scotland games at the World Cup are all during the night. Bads, will you be live streaming? Well, mate, not a chance, not a chance. I will be live streaming World Cup games, but it'll be the ones that start at 6 o'clock at night. There is not a chance of my getting up during the night to stream Scotland games. I'm not even watching the Scotland games during the night, mate. I'll be in my bed. I'll wake up in the morning and put on the internet and see what the score was. There is not a chance I'm staying up during the night to watch Scotland. Not a chance. No way. I'm not watching any World Cup games during the night, by the way. It's not just Scotland. Before the Scotland fans start going, yeah, you're fucking plastic fucking Scottish. You're not even real Scottish. It's fucking shite being Scottish anyway. But nah, I'm not watching any World Cup games. I disagree with it. Totally disagree with it. Should never have been in America. That's just my thinking behind it. At this point, we can't afford the Zombies winning and getting Auto into the Champions League. It was opened in the summer window, slammed shut last August. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Martinez will be away for a few good weeks and likely last 8 with Portugal. We will potentially be playing Conference League qualifying rounds, so it'll be Lenny in charge again. Please no. Oh, How can they demand that the Green Brigade don't go to away games? That's crazy demands. Yeah. Another Celtic YouTube channel said that this would be the best time for DD to sell up, get the highest price for his shares. Has nobody? Who are these people? Have you not seen the stock exchange? Shares are diving quicker than anything. The share prices are going down all over the world. There's nobody selling nothing. What about the TIFO? What about their charity work? See what I mean? It's all very divisive when it comes to. Mate, are you getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning when you go work the next day to watch Scotland? Come on. I'd imagine that BBC and ITV will show these games at 7, 8 again that kick off at 3 and 4 a.m. I'll be watching Scotland, may help my insomnia. There's one thing. Lennon is their most successful European manager since 2010. Wake up. If Neil Lennon comes back as Celtic manager for a third time, Rab, I'll give you this YouTube channel. Say that in public. I'd take Lennon before I took Martinez. Martinez is a fraud of a manager. Vaj, what if Martinez watches, will you watch Portugal? I'm going to be watching quite a lot of football this year, so I don't know what time the Portugal games are on, mate. Like I said, I'll be watching the ones that are on at reasonable times of night, 6 p.m. and 9 o'clock. So, yeah, I've had a look at the fixtures, and there's basically a game every single day that I could go live to. I'll do it on another channel rather than the Celtic channel. No one having folk going, this is our Celtic channel, what are you watching that? That's fun. Big energy lockdown coming 6 weeks. The World Cup an energy lockdown for the World Cup to get everyone sitting at home watching the World Cup and watching America. Back to the old days FC. From being linked with ex-players and ex-managers, it's a joke. I don't think it's going to be an ex-manager. If an ex-manager gets the job, Dunfermline and Lennon could be cup-tied with Europa next season. We're in the conference. Are Dunfermline on the verge of coming up, are they? I have no idea. Dunfermline could win the cup. Imagine if Dunfermline won the Scottish Cup. That would just be bonkers. Lenny gets into. Here's a thought: if Dunfermline win the Scottish Cup and get into European football whilst we're in the Conference League, would Lenny leave Europa to come to the Conference League? Not a chance. Not a chance. Anyway, we're not getting. Just stop it. Exactly. Claire says, please, not Lennon. Shut Celtic Park down if that happens. A comment of sense this morning. Comment of sense. I think everybody's just on the wind up because it's International Week. Get Lennon back. Get Lenny back. Not a chance. Not a bloody chance in hell. Anyway, what time is it? How long have we been on? Because I'm not hanging about long because it is International Week and there's just says, will I come on for the Scotland game tonight or will I go to the pub and watch it? I'll see how the missus feels. Danny Cassie wants it. Lenny will be appointed in the shower. After Martin Cup final, bring back the Thunder. Martin turns around and goes, Lenny, you've just been beaten. No, you're not getting the job. Francis is on his way. Is he? Francis. Thank you for just super chat. Lenny and the Pars wins the cup versus Martin O'Neill last game. Just imagine. And then Lenny's in the shower room going, where's Peter? He's looking a bit for Peter Lowell. Peter! Empty seen Peter! Empty seen Peter Lowell! Peter Lowell! Oh, madness. You just imagine. By the way, that could happen. Celtic Dunfermline in the cup. Let's see who's all shouting for Lennon that day. Got a feeling Dyson will turn into Messi tonight against us. Yeah. If the missus want to go out and watch the game, I'll probably do a watch along for the Scotland game. Just to watch Dyson Maeda. We know what the Scotland guys can do. It'll be more a kickabout for them, but I think that at Hampden, do you know, there's two ways to look at this. The Celtic players that are playing for Scotland tonight, the two of them, back on that pitch at Hampden, Dyson Maeda will be like, I want to get back to winning ways at Hampden. You know, just don't tell her that, Gav boy. Anyway, right, that is me done and dusted this morning. Not a lot of Celtic news about as expected. Alistair Johnson been speaking to media in his country. Rio Hatate transfer exit could be key to Japan, reckons an insider. We all know that Rio Hatate's leaving this summer, so stop putting out stupid headlines saying that it could be the key to his recall for Japan. And Japan, who cares about them next year? Scotland game's on the council telly. Yes, it is. It's on the council telly. So, yeah. Right, have a fantastic day wherever you are, Celtic fans all around the world. Finish the poll, because the poll says, will Celtic win the title? And 40% said yes. 60% said no. And on that note, oof, that's the end. Woof, that's it. I wonder what will happen during the summer. I wonder if people will tune into Celtic content, or if they'll go, do you know, I know what it's like when we get beat. But anyway, let's finish off that poll. 60-40, no changes at all. And I shall see you in the next video. Don't know when it's going to be, but it'll be when it is.